I think the one thing I'm really most looking forward to is my first opening day at Citi Field with people in the stands this year.
Your top 3 moments so far in your Mets career?
I think my favorite home run against the Yankees, it was bottom of the 9th, Chapman's up, he hung a slider, and then I tie it, and then we win the game in extras, which was so sick. That was a really good one.
One of your buddies, Harrison Bader, just joined the team. And you have any guess of what family-friendly story he can tell us?
And then my nose is on the other side of the face.
Oh, no.
I'm bleeding. I'm like, what just happened?
Yes. This is wild. Welcome to Meet at the Apple. I'm Vito Calisi. That's Jonathan Barron. And over here is Pete Alonso, a man who does not need much introduction to Mets fans. Pete, I know you've been getting a lot of questions about next year and what's in the future, but we're not going to talk about that at all right now. So Mets fans, we don't want to hear about it. We just want to talk to Pete about fun stuff.
Yeah.
Now, Pete, things you're into. One, you're a big animal guy. The things you and Haley are doing for animal rescue and dogs is incredible. You want to talk about, whoa.
We got live TV.
Yes.
This is wild. You want to talk a little bit about how important that is to you and how much joy you've gotten from doing this project?
Yeah, so we're really excited this year to start this initiative at the Alonzo Foundation. $1,000 per home run. We're really excited to be able to impact some rescues in a positive way, and all the funds are going to either go to transport, food, beds, toys, you name it, anything animal rescue, dog related. That's what the funds are going to be going to, and we have some really excellent organizations lined up that we're ready to work with. We just need to get the season started so we can start donating.
Where did this idea come from? Did you grow up with pets? Do you have a lot of pets?
So my wife and I, we obviously love animals. We have 2 rescue dogs, and also we fostered a rescue dog from a kill shelter this off season. And it was one of the most rewarding experiences. And it's funny, so her name was Lucy. She's a black lab. She was at a kill shelter in Dallas. And she was set to be put down on Christmas Day. And we were like, we can't have that. So we organized transport, got her out of there. She was actually, so Christmas Eve, she left Dallas, and then she arrived like Christmas Day at like 7 o'clock, and so we had her for 3 weeks. We found her forever home, and she's absolutely thriving, and I couldn't be more happier. And if I didn't travel so much, we would definitely be like we would definitely be open to like fostering more animals before they find their forever home. It's such a rewarding experience. Highly recommend.
That's amazing. I mean, I have a dog, so anyone that has a dog can understand and relate just how much we all love them. You said you guys have 2 dogs. What are your dogs' names?
Brody and Apollo.
All right. Any origin stories for those names?
Is Brody Jaws?
No.
Damn.
No. So Brody was originally named Brady, but he didn't really kind of take to it. But
vibe with it?
He's such a I know it's just like a vowel change, but he's such a Brody, and then Apollo, it just fit him perfectly. So yeah, we love our boys, and yeah, they provide a lot of joy, and they're part of the family.
So we talked about this a little bit before we started. We have a mutual friend in Chris Stefano, the guy that you've had come out for your charity event, do some stand-up, and you've been getting in a little stand-up yourself. Now, is this something you might even want to do more, maybe after baseball's over, get some stage time, maybe hit the cellar this season?
Well, I think for me, so when we did our first comedy event, I think I did like a 10-minute bit at Gotham Comedy Club. Like that was so fun, but I'd much rather be like hitting in front of 40,000 people than be doing stand-up. So I think for me, like it's nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking up there. I'd rather be in a high pressure situation, bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th, than up there trying to be funny. It's a tough job.
I'm sure. Speaking of bases loaded, before you came on with us, I was kind of thinking about some of your top Mets moments. You're going into year 6, and you've had so many. And we kind of wanted to get your opinion on your top 3 moments so far in your Mets career to this point. How would you rank them?
I think number 1, 2022, I think hitting a home run in the playoffs, go-ahead home run in the playoffs, that was, I think, for team-wise and what it meant, I think that was probably the most exciting. I think my second most is in 2022 again, where it was the day that Max got his 200th win and we clinched a playoff spot for the first time in 6 years. And hitting a home run off Corbin Burns, like to get Max that win, his 200th win, like he's had such a illustrious career, and for him to like get that 200th win and especially mean that it's going to send us to the playoffs, I think that was really darn cool. And I mean, I think one of the coolest things, and personally, I don't know, like, I mean, anything that's involving like us winning and betterment for the team, like we've had like some awesome walk-off wins, we've had like people make some sick plays, and I think the one thing I'm really most looking forward to is my first opening day at Citi Field with people in the stands this year. So believe it or not, this is 6th year here. 19 we started on the road, 2020 was COVID, I'm not counting that. 2021 on the road, 2022 on the road, 2023 on the road. So this is my first actual opening day at Citi Field, and I'm juiced.
That's awesome.
I'm juiced.
March 28th, be there. A couple other moments to pick from. Walk-off against the Yankees. I know that there was no one in the stands, but that was the first home game after Tom Seaver passed away. So there was so much meaning there.
Yes.
Your grand slam against Cleveland last year.
Oh, that was so fun.
That was electric in the black uniforms.
Yes.
That was a really good one. And of course, number 53 against Mike Fulton-Evich back in 2019.
Yeah, those are awesome. I still think the walk-off against the Yankees was fun, but
In the rain, that was a special moment.
And that game was so back and forth.
Yes, it was.
That was a good one. But I still think my favorite home run against the Yankees, it was bottom of the ninth, Chapman's up, he hung a slider, and then I tie it, and then we win the game in extras, which was so sick. That was a really good one.
Now, talking about your past a little, one of your buddies, Harrison Bader, just joined the team.
Yes.
We got to talk to Harrison yesterday. What an electric guy.
Yes.
Just so much fun. We had a blast with him. And we asked him to tell us a story about you.
Yes.
And do you have any guess of what, like, family-friendly story he can tell us?
There's a lot of stories. There's a lot of stories because, like, I mean, being in college, like, there's a lot of thing that happens. And for him, he was like an older brother at the time. He was a year older than me. He's kind of seen the ropes. I mean, he was my locker mate then, and he's my locker mate now, which is like kind of funny in full circle. So, God, I don't know. What do you say? I'm curious. There's a lot.
He told us about the time that in batting practice, a ball you hit ricocheted and broke your nose.
Yes.
Right before Omaha, right before the College World Series.
Yeah. Oh, God. So that was awful. Wearing the softball helmet. So we had these. We had these pitching machines that had like these autofill hoppers. So you turn it on, balls rotate, and then it drops balls. So you don't need anyone there to feed balls in the machine and get work in. So for me, I just put the bucket of balls in the hopper, turn it on, turn the machine on, and then I went to get some early work. And one of the balls was cut, and the machine was humming pretty good. And I felt like it was one of those hellacious sinkers that if I didn't swing and hit it, it was going to hit me in the shins or kneecaps. And then I'm like, oh God, ball hits off of the home plate and then comes back up and crushes my nose. And then my nose is on the other side of the face.
Oh no.
I'm bleeding. And then I'm like, what just happened? It's like all of a sudden I swung and then I'm on the ground and then I go like this. I'm like, oh God. And then I walk in. I think I asked somebody, does my nose look okay? And then it's like, yeah, you're fine. And then I look in the mirror and my nose is like completely on the other side of my face. And I'm like, you liar. And then Bader's in there. Bader's in the training room, like coming in. He's like, what happened? And I got my hand on my nose. I'm like, I got blood all over my face. I'm like, he just starts laughing. He's like, what happened? I'm like, long story. So then we actually have a game that night, and my delusional thinking, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get it reset, and then I'm gonna go play that night. And then turns out that I needed a bunch of Novocaine. I needed like shots in my nose so the doctor could reset it. And then by that time, I'm like, hey, what time is it? Can I play? And it's like 8 o'clock. And I'm like, oh, all right. So I didn't play, and then I ended up playing that weekend. So Carson Fulmer was on the mound. Walker Buehler was Sunday. Yeah, and then Tyler Beatties was Saturday. So they had a really Vanderbilt had a star-studded, all big leaguers. And then it's like, okay, now you have to. I had all the nose thing.
He called it the Hannibal Lecter mask.
Yeah, well, it was really a softball helmet. It was the most demoralizing thing ever. And then on defense, I had to wear the softball mask because my nose was still. If I wanted to play, they wouldn't clear me because my nose wasn't set still. It's like, hey, you have to wear the softball mask because if ball hits you in the face or anything, you're gonna need like really bad reconstructive surgery.
You still hit a tank job. I actually had Jesse in a clip like 2 days before Harrison told us.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is he wearing that thing? Now I understand. But you hit a ball straightaway center, like 450 in Omaha.
Yeah.
Not easy to do, but that's what the polar bear does.
Darn right.
Pete, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us here this morning. A little chilly, so we appreciate you giving us some good minutes. Best of luck.
Thank you.
We'll see you down the road.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.